EA Sports. It's in the game.
What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys, and I got some big information for y'all. Some really big information for y'all for NCAA. Dang it, I can't say NCAA. I'm so used to saying it, guys. For EA Sports College Football 25. Guys, Eric Rayweather just dropped a video a few hours ago, and in that video, he talked about several things that I'm going to cover in this video. But I'm not one of those content creators that's going to say stuff and make it like it's my own if it's not. So shout out to him. If you want to go and check out his channel, Eric Rayweather, he's covered Madden for a lot of years. He's grown to a really good following. He tells things straight up as he is. Great content creator, trying to reach 600K. Go sub to him. Go sub to him. But anyway, and this is the video that I'm referencing. I'll put a link to it in the pinned comment down below so y'all can check it out for more detail. But guys, essentially this guy here, Mike Straw, according to Eric, he's been a Madden informer for some years. Like he's talked about a bunch of things that ended up being in Madden, and he's extremely credible. He's extremely credible. Hasn't been wrong about anything from my understanding. And so he came out with some information. He didn't post about it. I imagine he may have talked to Eric about it or whatever, gave him some insider information about EA Sports College Football 25. Now, I will say this. I did go to his Twitter account or his X account, following him. Let me turn on notifications. But also he made a post a couple of hours ago. Is EA Sports College Football out? This is somebody's channel here, somebody's page. They said tomorrow is going to be good day, maybe even tonight. And also, who was the other one that said that? There was another person that said the same thing. Right here, Matt Brown. And for those of y'all who don't know Matt Brown, he said, be right back in Orlando right now, or in Orlando now. Guys, Orlando is where EA's headquarters are located in Florida. But Matt Brown has been following. Why do I not follow Matt Brown? That's crazy. Anyway, Matt Brown has been following this game. And that's not originally what Matt Brown does. He does more like a college type website thing where it talks about like the NIL stuff, a whole bunch of different kind of stuff like that. But because of all of that, it's led him to follow this game as well. And up until this point of the release, he has been giving a ton of information about, or a ton of background information on this game. Matt Brown has released, let's go to his account. Matt Brown has released various different things as far as like screenshots for assets that are going to be in the college football game and things of that nature. Let me see if I can find any of it on his page. Let's go to media. I'm sure he has. See, he released the trailer. I mean, the little image there. And he talks about this stuff on his account. Early on, he released like screenshots or pictures that he was able to obtain of in-game assets and things like that. And it's all like free knowledge. Like anybody can put in to receive this type of information, and there is a process associated with it. But he was the one that was able to get any of that information. So if you've been following this college football return, then you know who Matt Brown is at this point. But for those of y'all who don't, he's been the guy that's been giving us all the information up until this point. So for even Mike Straw to post about it, I wonder why he's in Orlando. Wink, wink. Like there's something going on with college football. And what I think is going on is that you have people that are invited, the EA insiders and stuff like that, that are able to, they're probably being shown the game, being able to capture footage. Cause I could definitely see EA allowing the game breakers, as they're called, to release footage to the public and stuff like that in promotion for the game and things of that nature. So that's something else that wasn't in Eric's video that I wanted to point out. So there is something going on, guys. We're going to be getting a ton of information really, really soon. But in Eric's video, guys, I'm going to say this up front. This game will not play like Madden. So I've seen so many people having that as a major concern. And guys, I understand 100%. But I can 100% agree or 100% confirm and tell you this game will not play like Madden. All right. So in Eric's video, he gave some details about some things that Mike Straw talked about. And the thing that he started out with was the option game. He said that option is going to be big in this game. And not so much big that every team's going to run it or anything like that. But guys, when I tell you, remember what I told y'all in the trailer? There was a major attention to detail in this game. Because LSU in the trailer, they had the freaking camera on the wall. Like, bro, who does that? But they did it. And I said, if they got enough detail in this, imagine what the game's going to be like. And guys, basically, according to what he said, teams that run the option are going to be really, really good at running the option. So your teams like where Army runs the option, several other teams run the option style offense. He said those teams are going to be fast at running the option. Better than, say, if you pick Texas to play with and you change their playbook to an option. You're not going to be as good as a team that is built to run it. That tells me a few things. Number one, attention to detail. That's great because, guys, realistically, if you go to college and you play a team that runs the option, they are going to be crisp as all get out running that option style offense at that level of play. Does that make sense? Colleges that's been running it for decades, they're not continuing to run it because it don't work. It works. And teams hate to play it, especially in a spread game. So he also mentioned how playing teams that run the option, it's going to be hard to stop. And why? Because most defenses right now in college football, the players are recruited and the defenses are set up to stop the option style. The spread style offenses. Defenses now aren't set up to stop the option. This is true even in high school football. And I'm telling you from personal experience being a coach, teams have to prepare differently and they do not like playing option style offenses because guys aren't as big. They're not as strong. Guys are built to stop spread offenses. They're more slim. They're strong still, yeah, but they're a lot faster and quicker. And those types of defenses, they do not like the pound game. Pause, that you get from playing an option style offense. So likewise, guys, that's going to carry over into the college football game. And I'm super excited about that because a lot of times we don't play with certain teams because they run the option. But no, those teams that run the option in game are going to be very good at it. They're going to be faster than a team who's not built to run the option. What that also tells me that Eric didn't talk about that I'm kind of speculating at this point is player stats are going to matter. Like if you're recruiting to build a option style offense, recruiting the players that are going to be good at that is going to pay off for you. There are certain attributes that you are going to need in those players that's going to make you running certain offenses and defenses extremely effective. Because if they're doing that with the option style offense, I can only imagine them doing the same thing for a spread offense, for a run heavy offense. So I'm speculating at this point, but whenever you go and look at your team's profile and it says, hey, this is a spread team, this is a West Coast team. And remember in Madden where you have like the key players or the key pieces, meaning that this player is good for this style offense, but maybe not for a different style offense or defense and vice versa. Maybe that's going to hold weight in college football now. Because what he also talked about is that, and this is all ties into what I'm telling you that this game isn't going to play like Madden, is that the game is set up to play fast. There are going to be animations that are in this game that are not in Madden. There's going to be play styles and even plays and playbooks that are in this game that are not in Madden. And anybody that's played NCAA games in the past, especially 14, will tell you that it did not play like Madden. That was actually one of my hangups, because he even said in his video that the linemen are going to be quicker, especially in these option style offenses. Quarterbacks are going to be quicker to react. Running backs will be quicker to react in the option style offense and stuff like that. And guys, that stuff is just going to carry over. If you've got an elite quarterback, he's going to be fast. He's going to be able to move if he's a fast quarterback or whatever. Because one thing that I used to love about college was, I mean, you had so many big plays. Remember, I talked about that in past videos. And in Madden, it just didn't seem the case. And you know what? That's fine, because you don't see a bunch of big plays like that in the NFL. Why? Because in college, if you're that guy, because let's be honest, a single digit percentage of players make it from high school to college. An even smaller fraction of those players make it from college to the NFL. So it makes sense that in college, you would have so many big plays that happen and things like that, big runs, all kinds of stuff like that, because those types of players are the ones that go on to the NFL. And the reason you don't have those kind of plays in Madden is because realistically, everybody's fast, everybody's good. So those big plays that you see happen in college don't tend to happen in the NFL with the same frequency. You understand? So I loved how they did that. They replicated that in 14. So to me, that's not anything new, because in 14, you had big plays, especially off of the option. I remember with Texas, I used to love, in Oregon, I played with Oregon a lot in 14. I used to love to run the read option, where you can read the defensive end and you can keep it or pull it. That play was so cool in college football 14. But in Madden, even now, it is difficult to do anything big off of that play. And it's not because the play doesn't work or anything. It's because the people you're playing against in Madden, everybody's fast, everybody's quick, everybody has good reaction time. Does that make sense? Whereas in college, that's not the case, which takes me to the next thing that he hinted on, or that he talked about, that this guy revealed to him, is that 5-star athletes are going to stand out above the rest. Okay? Because let's be honest, there's not a ton of 5-star athletes out there. Now, they talked about this in previous renditions of Madden, where the top tier players, the 87 and above guys, are going to play way different than the 60s and 70 rated players in Madden. And they would also have different trunk animations, different catch animations, different juke animations based off of their stats or ratings. They're going to bring that same thing over into college football. And I think it's going to stand out even more profoundly in college football because of that. Because the game already plays fast. You're already able to have big plays. But according to what he said, those 5-star guys are going to stand out. Hands down. And I'm excited about that, because they should. My only hang up about that, because they said, going against a 2-star or something like that might not be as good. My only hang up about that, I've played college football. Some of y'all out there have played college football. Y'all have seen guys come in rated 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, or whatever. I have seen guys rated 4 and 5 stars, and they didn't start over guys that are rated. You see a guy come in rated a 3-star. That's better than a 4 or 5-star. And so with that being said, I hope that they represent that, because remember in Madden even, they have that diamond in the rough kind of deal, that gem where you draft the guy in the 3rd round and their stats get revealed, and it turns out that their stats are better than a guy that was drafted in the 1st or 2nd round. So you kind of got a jewel in a sense. Does that make sense? So I hope there are like, hey, I recruited this 2-star guy, but hey, he's redshirted after his redshirt year. His stats improved. This guy is a steal. He is actually a stud on the football field, if that makes sense. So I hope that they do leave. I hope they have some element of that in the game to kind of reflect that, because let's be real. Every 5-star is not a great football player. You have some, like a Marnie McClain right now. Look at Colorado, freaking 5-star top cornerback in the nation. And look at his situation. You see what I'm saying? And it's not to say that he can't play, but I mean, it is what it is. Things like that happen. So I'm interested to see how they'll do with that. But I thought that was a really cool thing that they're adding to the game, which, same thing I said before, this game is not going to play like Madden. Also, they said that this is the very first only current gen, some people say next gen, but only current gen game for football. Madden, I think he said Madden 25 will even come out on previous gen. But college football, 25 is only going to be on next gen. And anybody that knows gaming understands, especially sports games, that means this game, it won't be held back. They said that they know, EA knows how people feel about their product. They understand and they've heard everybody, talking about how they don't want this to be like Madden and things like that. And they are making it a note to make sure that this game does not play like Madden. He also mentioned crossplay in Dynasty mode. The guy told him they're not putting that in Dynasty mode this year. It could come at a later date, but more than likely next year's game. The reason why is because they don't want it to fail. They want to test crossplay out in other modes because Dynasty mode is going to be king in this game. And if crossplay is bad in Dynasty mode in this game, it's going to tank the game. Why? Because people aren't buying college football to play Ultimate Team. They're buying it to play Dynasty and Road to Glory, which he also mentioned with Road to Glory that we will have extra things to do after the season is over and stuff. So they really want to give some depth to this game, which is really awesome. And they know how powerful this game is. They know what it can do for this company. This game could be the turning point for EA Sports going forward. And as a competition to Madden in the football world, they definitely got to bring their A game with this. They talked about the EA's ESPN licensing. They don't have a license with ESPN. They have a contract with the commentators. That's why they can have them in the game. But don't expect any ESPN branding in the game, which I'm kind of bummed about. I don't care about. I mean, it is kind of cool to turn on the game and see what you see on TV on the game. However, it's not a deal breaker for me. One thing that I was kind of interested about is the halftime show. Like, are they, with them not having ESPN, what are we going to be seeing? Those pregame, those in-game cuts, the replays, the halftime shows and things like that. They can easily come up with something, but I will say it is kind of cool to kind of see what you see on TV and stuff like that and hear the music and stuff like that. But ESPN won't be represented in the game to that extent. So I don't know, what the scoreboards and all that kind of stuff will look like at the bottom and all that kind of stuff, but it's not a deal breaker whatsoever. So he also talked about equipment, which we already know, and I got a video coming tomorrow about equipment. That there's many different equipments in the game and stuff like that. And without them having that NCAA entity over their head like you do in Madden with the NFL, that's why they can put all these different equipments in the game. Without them having ESPN over their heads, they can make presentation the way that they want to, because if ESPN was involved, they would have to do it the way that ESPN wants it done. That could be a plus, guys, because we can finally have a legitimate halftime show possibly that shows replays and things like that. They can have the sideline report. They can do anything they want, and I'm interested to see the creativity that goes into that, okay? Same thing with they did say that there's thousands of animations that are in this game that are not in Madden. There's also things that guy mentioned. He said there are some things that he can't talk about right now that are in the game that can't be in Madden because of the NFL oversight. And Eric kind of hinted at maybe helmets getting hit, knocked off or something like that, which does happen in college football. They will be able to, they would, I'm not saying they are, but because they don't have that NCAA oversight to say we don't want that image shown, EA Sports can put that in this game, which I don't care who you are. You like big hits if you like football. So every now and then, seeing somebody's helmet get knocked off in a game, hey, nobody's going to complain about that. That's going to be pretty awesome. So it's going to be super cool to see what they do in this game as far as that is concerned. I'm keeping my eyes and ears to the ground. I know this is a longer video, but I just kind of want to go in depth and give my thoughts about what he talked about. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing something, guys. So feel free in the pinned comment down below to go and check out his full video so that you can get that information or anything that I miss. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon, guys, so you don't miss a single upload. I'm trying to bring y'all the information as I get it and give you my thoughts and my speculations on it as well. Still got a video coming out tomorrow, so be tuned for that. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.
EA Sports. It's in the game.